14 podcast, the Toronto Blue Jays, in a house of horrors in Tampa Bay. Split the series with the Rays, and Avery, you hit it on the head every single time. If I told you the Jays would split, you'd take it. But after that series, watching the final two games, holy hell, did that suck.
I'm ready to go Yankees mode. Like, schedule's awful.
Yeah, schedule. Yeah, they had to play at 1 o'clock after they played at 7 with a massive rain delay because of an umpire.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
You just never play well here. Never, ever, ever play well in the Tampa, St. Pete area. So abolish playing games there because we don't play well.
Like, genuinely, I know they took 2. I'm not going to go doomer post for you here. Like, I know they took 2, and that's awesome. And, again, they dropped their magic number this series. Like, they're in a better spot at the end of this series than they were at the start of it. There's no denying. That's, like, obvious, right? The magic number is 6 now. But my God, did that series just kind of suck? Like, the late inning comebacks gimmick was awesome. Sure, it was great. I mean, they won pretty handily on Tuesday or whatever it was. But just, like, yesterday and today was just horrid baseball games to watch.
Yeah,
horrid.
The pitching wasn't that awful.
No, the bullpen looks great, by the way. Bullpen looks awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. But then it's like you take the couple games without Bo and they play well, and then you get a stretch like this where it's like, okay, I'd really love him in there to stretch the lineup and to make it look better.
Yeah,
so that's kind of where I landed on that one. Like, split, sure, fine. Like, you get the Rays. That's usually going to happen. But really tough when you get the first two. You really want to take a stranglehold.
You just had to split the last two, and you would have had a 5-game, a magic number of 5. Now, who knows? Maybe by the time this podcast drops, the Yankees lose, and our magic number is 5 no matter what. Like, again, they did have a tough travel schedule, which I do feel horrible about. They got in at 2:31 a.m. apparently, so I do feel bad.
No other team in baseball travels.
No, they're the only team that travels, which sucks. But again, that's what happens. But
one team goes through customs every time too.
Yeah, well, we're not excuse guys, unfortunately. But you did talk about the Bo thing, and I wanted to talk about this because I'm not going to say a lot of fans are casuals or a lot of people don't understand, but I think this peels back the curtain a little bit. With Bo Bichette not in the lineup protecting Vladdy in the order, Vladdy's going to get pitched differently. Especially with how Barger's been kind of swinging it. If I'm a team, I'm just kind of pitching around Vladdy. Like, I'm going to not throw him many strikes, like not make him see a couple. Like, you could see now over the longevity of Bo Bichette being injured or over the long time period of Bo Bichette being injured, how teams are going to pitch to Vladdy without a guy that does damage behind him.
Yes, absolutely. And one less great hitter to game plan for. Like, most of your resources are going to be, we need to get George Springer out consistently. We need to get Vlad out consistently. That's better than game planning for 3 of the guys and dealing with the 2, right? And you're right, the whole protection thing. We've seen stretches where Vlad kind of hasn't needed that much protection, like last year.
Yeah.
I'd say he didn't have a ton of protection, but
it was also a different team in a different scenario, right? Like,
absolutely, 100%. Like, you're not lining up your best starters for a Jays team that has 70 wins.
Yeah, no.
Like, you're changing that around. Sure, maybe that. Like, I can't really say honestly that they did get weaker pitchers, but yeah, you want to beat the Blue Jays at this point now. If there's teams in the running for, say, first place in the American League, first place in the AL East, all that stuff, you're lining up your best to try and beat them. So a little bit different. But again, protection-wise, absolutely. I do love Andres Gimenez playing shortstop, just how it looks. But, I mean, at some point, he's going to need to hit for that to be okay without Bo. And I'd much rather Bo Bichette be in the lineup.
That's what I was about to say. Like
not even a doubt in my mind.
What's the difference? Like, does the difference Andres Gimenez make at shortstop make up for the difference in bat compared to Bo Bichette? Well, that's not really a trade-off I'm making.
No, not right now.
Yeah.
Like, for a late inning thing, maybe you're not taking Bo out pretty much like, ever. But yes, I would do that and be fine with it. I think that you can make up some stuff there. But I mean, Bo Bichette's been one of the 3 best hitters on this team for a team that's been fantastic offensively. Like, that gives you way more truth to what's truly happening than we'll just say, like, Andres playing defense. It looks like 2 different people playing 2 different positions.
I'm sorry. I love Bo Bichette. Like, obviously, we're massive Bo guys.
Yes.
Those plays Andres Jimenez made this week, I'm sorry, Bo's not even coming close to those.
He's not laying out for them.
He's not laying out for them. He's not getting close to them. And I am a Bo guy. And again, I don't think he's going to get paid as much money as people think he's going to get paid, man. Because there's going to be a tough conversation to be had. It's like, listen, we're going to have to move you to second base, and we're not paying a second baseman shortstop money. Right? Is that like...
No one really wants to pay... You see what Marcus Semion's kind of going through right now? And Marcus Semion's more athletic than... If Bo slims down like 20 pounds this offseason...
He is younger than Marcus Semien when Marcus Semien entered.
I think we have questions to ask, but like if we keep bulking up, it's going to be harder for him to run faster, kind of play better defense. So he'll make... Bo's smart. He's going to make a business decision on like how his body... holds up. Like I could see him just
but if he can't do it going into a contract year, is he going to be able to do it after he gets a contract? That's kind of the thing.
You would
right? Like
you would think going into this year.
This should have been the most motivation he's had going into a season in terms of like in shape, best shape of his life. Like
some of the contracts you look at now are bad. Like a Xander contract.
Oh, that's an awful contract.
Yeah, and it's you know what? People were willing to spend insane amounts of money and at 1 year, I don't know when it's going to be. They're going to try and get the contracts under control.
The owners, yeah.
They're going to try and I don't know if
collectively agree to like
they might not even talk about it, but together it's like, you know what? I don't want to be doing these 10-year deals for 30-year-olds anymore.
Yeah.
It's maybe that's this year.
It all started with Pujols, I think, all this type of thing.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it all started with Pujols.
So if it hasn't been changed since then, maybe I'm talking out of my ass.
Boy, was it a treat to watch Ernie and Andres up the middle this week.
Yes.
Man. I mean, it's every ground ball was made. Andres Jimenez
except you had that Ernie one today, which kind of stunk.
But Andres Jimenez was making plays. Like that play he made today on the infield. He should not have even come close to making that play.
No.
Keeps the ball in the infield, potentially saves a run that ended up scoring anyways. But, like, Andres Jimenez is just so awesome at defense. If he could just give you, man, like, a
700.
700. Okay, sorry, 650 is way too low.
It is very low.
750 OPS. This guy is a premium ball player. Yeah. That's the tough part about it. So,
absolutely. Like, the same way we'll discount. It sucks because we haven't seen Andres. Like, this is the only year we've seen from him.
Yeah.
And the numbers from before weren't good. Like they were declining offensively, but from what we've seen, like I'm ready to kind of write off some parts of this year. Like he was hurt for so much of this one too.
Sure.
The fact that the defense can still carry him is awesome for him. Like I don't know if it'll be worth I don't know if it'll be worth the money in the end, but right now I see a path to him being like earning what he's going to be paid. I see the path.
So what does that for you? What is that going to be for you?
Like fucking 5 wins.
5 wins?
Yeah. I don't know. What is it? 10 or they say the going rate's like 10 million per win. So
yeah.
So like
that's fair. I don't know. It's definitely a discussion in Blue Jays land, but the tough thing is like okay.
I'm going to feel way more left out with Bo's bat than having Andres playing short.
Exactly. And that's a fair point to make. But again, I think the Bo Bichette discussion sucks right now, and people are going to talk about you might have to DH Bo Bichette. How many DHs can a team possibly have? You got Santander coming back. You don't want that guy playing the field. Springer has openly talked about how much he loves playing DH, Avery. And Bo Bichette, you can't have 3 DHs.
You can't.
That's just not what it's going to be. So Bo Bichette, we need him 100% healthy to maximize this. And the reason why he won't play again in the regular season is you put yourself in an awesome position to win the division, get the bye, and get yourself an extra 5 days rest from the regular season to the first playoff game. They're saying, Bo, get ready for game 1 of the ALDS.
Yeah, I'm obviously not a doctor, but I just don't know if he'll be good for the rest of the year.
Really?
Or sorry, he'll play.
They said they're determining if he's gonna stay in Tampa or go to Kansas City with the team. But they said he's gonna be hitting and throwing again. It's just the running part he's not doing right now.
I'm talking about the lines like I think there's a good chance he just deals with it for the rest of the time we play here this year.
And it couldn't come at a worse time, to be honest. The contract year, if he lights up the league in the playoffs, That's an extra what, 10 million a year, 5 million a year he could be getting.
It got Walker Buehler a whole contract.
Exactly. So I don't know. It's a terrible situation, and I tweeted it. If my last memory of Bichette is him knee first sliding into home plate and getting thrown out by 50 feet, I'll be sad about that, man, because that's going to be imprinted in my mind.
Yeah, you'll not forget that.
Yeah, I like that's something you just simply can't forget. It's like my last memory is him sliding in like he's like,
and then playing
and then he played right after. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
played right after. So was the news good? I'm not sure. We got a little John Morosi trying to get in our good books type of.
I hate what John Morosi's doing these days. He's only tweeting about the Blue Jays. It seems like
it's the most. He's the anti Sid Seixeiro.
Yes.
He's the positive spin-offs of the Toronto Blue Jays to try to get back on our good side about the plane.
And then he got.
It's like John Morosi. You doing this actually might make me hate you more.
Yes, absolutely.
Like this might just shut the hell up. Tweet about like Aaron Judge or something. But he's clearly trying to get back in our good books. And I'll be honest with you, man.
I'm having none of it.
It's like, dude, please shut up. He said Bichette is like, oh, it's better than they expected or something like that. And then they came back
immediately.
Like, oh, he's out for the year. Okay, John Morosi, thank you, man.
Well, maybe they thought he was done forever. And John's like, it's not that bad.
If I could ask you what your confidence level is, Bichette is playing at short. Game one of the American League Division Series, what would you say it is?
So the fact that they have him, I have to know what they're doing with him tomorrow. Like if he's in Kansas City.
No, I don't think he'll be. I think it was either Toronto or Tampa, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought, no, they said.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kansas City or Tampa. What do you think?
I feel very good if he travels with the team tomorrow. If he's staying back for treatment and stuff, I'm not feeling
I actually feel better if he stays back, though.
Really?
Because that means that he's ramping up. Like, he could face live pitching.
Okay.
He could like he's.
We need to find a way to spin zone because
That's my spin zone.
Yeah, we need him. We need him back.
I'm scared. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Like again, I know the defense wins you championships. Narrative's awesome and stuff, but
you can't win.
You can't win when you take out the fucking the hits leader. By the way, he was still leading league in hits. He's been out for a week and a half.
That's so sick.
Like, that's the tough part about it, Avery. I am very, very scared. Trying to stay optimistic about this, but I think there's a pretty good chance potentially we go to game one of the playoffs and we got Andres starting at short.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel good defensively, but who's going to score the runs? Like I know.
And I'm sorry, Andres like 580 OPS. Like, dude,
it has not been good at the plate.
It is like, brother, man. Like, pick another profession. we needed a designated fielder. If we somehow could have weaseled our way to get a designated fielder, we'd be the greatest show on grass.
We'd be really good.
Because Andres would play short as a designated fielder.
Yes. And
we'd have Davis Schneider hitting for him. And it'd be the greatest team ever.
That's a good duo.
But it's like, unfortunately, we have Andres Jimenez. We have to watch him whiff on 92 elevated and be like the worst hitter ever. It's awful. But a lot of the at-bats this series were terrible. I mean, Vladdy had a really tough one. You could see the frustration starting to boil. And I know people are like, I want to see more from Vladdy. I want to see more from Vladdy. This is a guy that was carrying the offense. We were talking about this on Sunday's podcast. He was carrying the offense at a certain point. He's going to have a bad series. I'm going to need to see a little bit more power. 2 extra base hits in his last 25 at-bats is not great. I'll be the first to tell you that. But a frustrating series for Vladdy. And I ran with the spin zone. He didn't want to do it in a minor league park, so everyone called him a minor league merchant. They're like, oh, my own fan base was calling me a minor league merchant? How about I take away my good stats in the minors for you and see how you enjoy when I do nothing in a minor league ballpark? You like that shit?
YJ's texted our chat that the Jays had a losing record at minor league parks this year.
Really?
That would have been Steinbrenner and out in Sacramento.
Wow. An ethical ball club. I respect it. Listen, a lot of the guys, they get it. They want to perform in big league ballparks. So it makes sense. It makes sense at the end of the day. But
the story of the series that what feels like forever ago was Trey. It was Trey Savage. His outing on Monday was special to watch.
Was that actually, I think statistically it was the best debut in Blue Jays history.
Yeah, the list of guys who had more than 7 strikeouts.
It's kind of a curse.
Is a hilarious list. I'll read it. I sent it to you guys.
The list for it.
The list of guys who had more than 7 strikeouts.
Was Trent Thornton on that?
Brother.
This is like
this list was
just
special.
semantics wise. Like,
okay, I'll go
Here
for
it
it.
is. Not great.
Trey Savage. This is
Awesome.
most strikeouts in MLB history. Most strikeouts in their major league debut, Blue Jays history. Trey Savage, top of the list, 9.
Awesome.
Anthony Kay, 8. Trent Thornton, 8. Alek Manoah, 7. Matthew Boyd, 7. Mark Zepchinski, 7.
I'll be honest with you. If I'm a starting pitcher, if I'm John Schneider, I'm reading that starting pitcher going, listen, I want you to do well tonight, but not too well. We don't want
You can't have you up on the list.
We don't want you on the list of doom.
Yeah.
The list of doom.
That's very funny.
That's a tough list. That's Mark Zepchinski. Haven't heard that name in a long time.
He was a good reliever at one point.
Really?
He went to the pen. I definitely,
okay. Yeah, I don't.
And he was with
that.
St. Louis in the pen too, as a lefty. That's what I remember of him. But like Trey's outing, we've been able to watch a decent amount of Trey, and that was the most command I've ever seen from him.
He sandbagged because we had a lot of people saying to us like, "Hey, listen, his first start, he walks a lot of guys. He gives up a lot of hard contact." He said, "How about my first start in the big leagues? I do the complete opposite of what I've been doing in the minors.
Everything he'd done all season. Like, the fastball was up to 96 again, right?
Yeah,
like we had seen a little bit of drop velo from him. The splitter comes in from an angle.
It's my favorite pitch on the Blue Jays.
It comes from the moon and it goes through the dirt.
And it falls, and it's a bowling ball.
It's a special pitch. We have to get something at some point. Like maybe it's not going to happen during this run, but like we need something that goes the other way. Like the slider on that camera angle didn't look fantastic,
No,
but like
I could probably hit
he
it.
could get some carry on like a Pete Fairbanks type cutter. That's what I keep thinking.
That's a pitch he's gonna learn. I've seen some people tweeting about it, like cutter necks, and
yeah.
Listen, when you're as young as he is and you're as good as he is, I saw a quote from Kevin Gossman where they're talking about it, and he's like, "Never compare me to this guy. I was never as good as this guy when I was that age."
I mean, it took Kevin Gossman a little bit to figure it out in the big leagues.
Both first rounders though, which is awesome. But yeah, Trey Savage, I think. I'm not trying to over exaggerate stuff, Avery. I'm trying to keep it cool, Avery. Okay,
yes.
Trying to keep it cool. I need him starting the playoffs. Okay, fucking dude. How could you not? He gets out. He's the anti Max Scherzer. He gets out lefties.
He does.
And he gets out righties.
The death. That's why the Blue Jays bullpen the past couple of years, they take the splitter guys because you can use them against the lefties too. But I think again, you can kind of match up. Why just texted us too, like how many of the hitters in the lineup are going to be lefties for the teams. Like that's how you can also match it up that way. But I'll reserve like a crazy wild take. Like
you can leave that to me.
Yeah, like we can say, oh, he should definitely be starting. But if we have a stinker in Kansas City, people are going to change.
The thing is though, it's like it's going to be hard to fully have a take. I know I just said the playoffs thing as a joke, but like he's going to give you 3 starts for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, how do you judge that? But again, if he goes out there and shoves his next 2 starts, we're having a different conversation of like, hey, Max.
Yeah.
Like, who do you?
He's going to get the raise again if he starts after, right?
Because he goes Sunday, Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. He would get the raise again. So, I mean,
or Sunday, Saturday he'll go because the off day in between.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that. So yeah, we'll just see what Trey's up to. The fact that they used him as the starter instead of a bullpen thing, and they're gonna do it again, is like that's where they'd rather have him, which he's comfortable with. Like putting him in an uncomfortable spot isn't putting him like he's not. I can't see him being a 1-inning guy.
Right? I think his stuff is too electric to be. I think that's a guy where you always talk about Varland might have to like. I could talk yourself into Varland being a starter, Hoffman being a starter. I know you wanted that at one point, but Trey Savage for me is like I can't picture him coming out of the bullpen and only throwing 1 inning with his stuff. It's too good.
Sure, yeah, but
right?
maybe we get like some increased velo. For me, it's like a mentality.
So you think if he comes out of the bullpen and like you start seeing 8s beside the 9, that it's like
yes,
all right,
but
we got something here.
But he's pitched like as a starter. It's an odd situation to try and put him anywhere but starting.
Here's a question. Here's a hypothetical, and I like people answer this in the comments. Trey Savage goes out Sunday, shoves.
Yeah.
Goes out next Saturday. Maybe they don't even pitch him, actually. They're clinched by then. Do they throw him? I don't know. So
You
let's say,
you need to see how much Trey has.
okay, sure. So he goes out there on Saturday,
Yeah.
shoves.
Like maybe it's a 3-inning thing though.
Is he your game 3? Gives you 3 game sample size of shoving.
There's no chance he's my game 3 in a wild card.
I'm talking the DS.
Yeah. It would be too crazy for a wild card. Man. It's probably game 3.
Instead of Max? You let Max play out of the pen?
But like I can see Trey being better at the pen than Max.
That's all, yeah. Throws harder, gets lefties out.
Yeah.
Like the thing about Trey is he kind of has the platoon advantage ahead of Max. Like Max's bread and butter is kind of just righties.
Yeah.
Without a put-out pitch right now, Trey Savage can get the lefty out.
You have Bassett too, who's kind of like he's had some good numbers as of late. Today wasn't his best effort.
No.
It wasn't the best pass we saw, but we're also trying to keep some innings from him too. Like I feel okay with kind of whoever we're gonna throw as a starter in the I feel okay with it. It's not
I'm
like
happy with the starting staff, and I'm also happy with the bullpen as of right now.
and it's different because we watch playoffs these days, and you get a ton of bullpen games.
Dodgers did it last year. They won a World Series, right?
Like I just don't know if the Jays would have to do that much.
No, I think they have a lot of starters.
Yeah.
I think Barrios isn't making the playoff roster. Hot take alert. Actually, not really a hot take anymore. He just doesn't have it, man. Fastball velo's not there. Breaking ball's not generating whiffs. Walking a pretty decent amount of guys.
More than normal.
I don't see a world Barrios starts in the playoff game.
I'm having a tough time.
Or even comes out of the bullpen.
I don't think that's
like
gonna.
Avery out of the bullpen. You're gonna if you move Barrios to the bullpen for a playoff series, you're gonna have to knock someone out of the bullpen who earns it.
Yeah, the bullpen guys are pretty clear to me for the most part.
Sir Anthony was sick today. Sir Anthony's been awesome. Uriel, tough one today.
So Sir Anthony has the worst strikeout minus walk rate of any of the relievers traded since the deadline.
Yeah,
I got that message today.
Not great.
It's like 6%.
Not great. But yeah, I think the Barrios discussion sucks. But going back to Trey's start, truly, truly awesome stuff, man.
My favorite thing is his brother like crying, the dad crying.
I saw someone tweet,
such a cool
Full Measures tweeted, his brother looks like he's out of a Drewski skit.
He looks exactly like Trey.
Yeah, but the hair, like the butt, like the frat boy 2-button shirt.
Yeah,
golf shirt.
They love a polo.
Oh, they love a polo. That family, that is the most American thing of all time. I knew a million people that just fucking loved polos in Nebraska.
Yeah,
everyone.
That's all they wear.
All the
polos
dads,
and khakis.
All the dads. That's the dad fit. It's the polo.
Yeah, the team logo polo goes super mega max down there.
So sick. So yeah, shout out to the Savage family, man. I know their dad is a listener, and it was awesome. He cried. He said his dad wouldn't cry. I got bad news, brother. I saw some waterworks there, my man. I saw some waterworks there, my friend. But yeah, shout out, man. What an awesome family. Awesome story. To go through 5 levels. And we talked about it with Shane Bieber on the podcast you'll listen to in a little bit here. But shout out Trey. What else is there to talk about in this series? I mean, aside from the bullpen was awesome. That Braden Fisher start Monday. Woo! That appearance
was cool.
Oh man. That was up there with that Mason Fluharty on Ohtani and Betts.
I felt way better with
more
with
confident
Fisher.
for sure. But I think in terms of like ballsy shit, the Fluharty one takes the cake. Obviously, a guy that you just called up got out Ohtani and Betts.
Yeah.
But man, that Braden Fisher one was awesome.
Truly special. The split, someone tweeted it out too, but Braden Fisher has a 6.5 ERA at home and a 0 ERA on the road.
Maybe you start him on the road and you start Bassett at home.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that how you fix it? I think that might be how you fix it.
And then the fact that he was traded for a DFA Captain Bichette is very funny.
So sick. Shout out Braden Fisher, an absolute dog. What a legend.
That was a cool outing, much needed.
Even that game low-key sucked though.
It was not good, man.
I think if I'm a playoff team,
it's too dark there.
If I'm a playoff team, the best way to get to the Blue Jays is you just rack up 5 ERA starters in the playoffs.
Yeah, you get some
Yeah,
slop.
I'll tell you what, these at-bats today against Shane Bieber, who's walking the house this season, been a generational fucking bum this season, carved up the Jays.
I thought he's pitched well against them. all
Against the Jays
times
he has, though.
thrown,
He's
yeah.
always carved the Jays.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, just terrible at-bats, and I hope by the time we're talking to you on Sunday, the Toronto Blue Jays are clinched a playoff spot, and we're like going, who cares about that? Like, who cares
Yes.
about the Rays series? And again, we're so spoiled, man. Like, we're mad about that series. I'm a little mad about it, and we split at the Trop. We said we would take a split on this exact podcast.
Yeah.
It's just the way it was.
They didn't play well.
Again, they didn't. But this is how good this team is. They didn't play well, and they split a series against a Devil Magic team. You know.
Yeah.
But
Our Devil Magic team.
Before we go to the Shane Bieber interview, I want to talk about a couple of hilarious things from the series in terms of like the weirdest series ever. The Nathan Lucas home run.
Ugh.
The umpire said the ball was interfered with, but it would have been a home run anyways.
Feels like you could have left that part out.
I would have probably said, we determined that the ball would have been a home run anyways. We're gonna call it a home run. Saying there was fan interference, that's like a buzzword for me wanting to lose my fucking mind. It's like there was fan interference, but it would have been caught anyways, or would have been a home run anyways. What does that even mean? But that again, that's just what the Devil Magic Rays. That's what they do.
I thought Nathan Lucas had his glove like right behind the ball.
I legit was watching it and I was like, we're gonna get a pretty cool. I mean, we're gonna get a cool catch here, and then I see this fucking slob reach over the railing and pretty much arm down the jugular of fucking Nathan Lucas, and it's just like, what? Are you shitting me?
Yeah, that sucked. That was a tough one. Like, yeah, 100%. That sucked. The Simpson robbing
Kirk, which would have won the game.
Would have won the game yesterday. That sucked too. So yeah, it just happens. I don't like watching them play there. But that's fine. It's
Is that the last time they're playing there though?
Yeah, we play them at home Saturday.
Or no, but I'm saying like
they're rebuilding the roof they're paneling that thing.
So next year we'll be back at the Trop.
I believe so. But they're selling the team. Like they had a bunch of people or 2 guys step down, I think, in their ownership group, and
okay,
they're gonna sell the team. So we'll see what the Rays are up to. But tough last 2 games after. Like when you win, you could put all the shit stuff aside, which is nice, and when you don't win, that's all you remember is some of the bad things. So.
Fair. It's just the way that series ended is such a bad taste in my mouth. I wish the Jays were playing tonight. I want to forget about that shit so bad.
Yeah.
And then the next thing, the umpire, who just left after the first inning because he was ill. I didn't know what was happening. Hopefully everything's okay, but I think that's the umpire that was allegedly caught trafficking.
He was.
That was him?
Yep.
How is he still in the league?
Well, he had to have gotten off.
Okay,
right?
yeah, whatever. But that was hilarious. The game just all of a sudden delayed, and then Kevin Gausman gives up a run. What was your thought on that Kevin Gausman start? Velo was okay. 6 Ks.
I thought he was good.
Yeah, he was pretty good. Again, it just gets ruined by the offense. It's just like it clouds the game for me when the offense struggles and the pitcher carves. It's like, man, that game sucked. Wait, it probably actually didn't really suck that bad. No. And even today, like the bullpen was pretty good today.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that awful. So I thought the Kevin Gausman start wasn't it 1 run?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he pitched great.
Yeah,
definitely.
They lost. And then the last thing I want to talk about, our Toronto Blue Jays were supposed to go to London, isn't it? In 2027, and they just pulled it for scheduling conflict. What does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you read what that's? I had no idea what that.
I found out from someone that was canceled. I didn't read what happened today, but that would have been the best Game 14 vlog of all time.
Oh my god!
If we went to,
I would have went to visit the Queen. Where's she buried? I would have went to go visit her.
Royal Cemetery,
something like that. But yeah, I would have loved a Jays. Oh my god! You want to talk about toxic? Jays Yankees in London. That would have been fucking hell, dude.
No, that would have
been.
But
I would have loved it though.
That would have been an excuse to go there, and that would have been so cool.
Oh, it would have been sick. But I heard when they do games there, because Bryson went there and he was trying to get some of his family tickets. The tickets are like the most expensive tickets on the planet.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's fucked. He said. So okay. I don't know if we would have been able to go anyway. So thank you for canceling it, Rob Manfred. Thank you for taking away games. Thank you for putting games back at the Rogers Center.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that would have been. So I appreciate that.
There's no way they would have taken them from Yankee Stadium, right?
No, No
Yeah.
chance. But yeah. And then before we go into the series preview here, I want to talk about this. The funniest, underrated, funniest part of this week: the Toronto Blue, the Rogers media buys the rights for the Toronto Blue Jays game tomorrow in case they clinch, and now it is mathematically impossible for them to clinch tomorrow.
Yep.
So they spent God knows how much, because I saw Rob Longley did an article about it. It's like they paid tons of money, tons of negotiations for this to happen, and they're not even going to clinch tomorrow.
I would be sick to my stomach if I was in that.
There goes the bow money.
But dude, just think about how bad of an investment this will be, because they have to take next Friday's game.
Yeah.
Imagine that's the game they clinch the AL East next Friday, Apple TV.
Okay, the magic number 6. I think the odds of that are pretty small, though. Like if the Jays go 3, if the Jays win 3 out of their next 6 games, and the Yankees lose 3 of their next 7, like the odds of that are pretty fucking small, right?
Sure.
So I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe they do clinch on the Friday, but it would be the most hilarious, massive fumble of all time if the AL East, something the Toronto Blue Jays haven't won since 2015, they clinch that, and we got fucking Trisha Whitaker in the clubhouse and not Hazel May.
Yeah.
Would that not be hilarious?
That would be awful. That would be as bad.
I can't imagine a worst case scenario.
Yeah, as bad as it gets.
Like, that would suck for everyone. Everyone's dad, uncle, aunt would be grandpa.
They would go live at least after Sportsnet.
I don't know.
I think they'd have to.
They just have the Sportsnet on standby, like
Yeah.
in the clubhouse. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I guess that's fair. And by the way, me and Avery have made an announcement. We will not be popping bottles for the clinching of the playoffs.
No.
I don't give a fuck. At this point, this is expected, right? We're clinching a playoff spot.
The most important thing for this team is to win the AL East and get the bye.
Yeah.
That has become
And the AL East, by the way, and the bye is the exact same number. It's 6.
perfect. I mean, the Tigers aren't playing good baseball.
Tigers just got shit punked by the Guardians.
Yeah.
They lost the 3 school start.
Lost the school start.
I thought that was like easy. Like that was like, all right,
We'll
Jay's
get that
magic
one.
number's down to 2 now. Nope. And that's, I'm assuming, what Sportsnet thought. They have Johnny Junta brain. But anyways, series preview this weekend. I don't know who's starting for the Royals.
We have good Royals matchups.
What do you mean? Like good as like they're good pitchers?
Reagans and Lugo aren't pitching.
Reagans went yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So we got Scherzer versus Bergert. I don't know who that is.
He just went on the IL, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Bieber versus Cameron and Barrios versus Waka. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's correct. You have it?
No, that sounds right. I'll go to roster resource here. Probables grid. Holy shit. We get Lorenzen tomorrow.
Oh my god.
We get Michael Lorenzen, Noah Cameron, Michael Waka, and we're throwing Scherzer, Bieber, Savage, we think.
Okay.
But they lose 2 of 3, yeah.
Keith the reverse jinx. Jays lose 2 of 3. They get long dick to the lod by a guy with a 5 ERA tomorrow.
Yep.
And Saturday. So again, enjoy the Shane Bieber pod. Shout out Jordan Luplo for making it possible. Gate 14 legend forever. My guy forever. Hope you guys enjoy the interview. Love you guys. Gate 14 forever. All right, we are now joined with a very special guest, Cy Young winner, Triple Crown winner, 2-time All-Star, Gold Glover, a massive, massive part of our wagon, Toronto Blue Jays. It is Shane Bieber. Welcome to the podcast, my friend.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me. Was looking forward to this for a little while now, so happy to be here.
Have you been able to settle down at all? How crazy has it been for you? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, you hit it on the head there. It's been crazy. Things are starting to settle down a little bit. Developing a bit of a routine. But honestly, I've been telling people lately, like, that's the hardest part about a trade. Obviously, it's my first time going through it. It's not, the baseball stuff's easy. Now granted, like, I was going through rehab and very close to my like return to play, and so that was like a lot of added outside stress, right? But happy to handle that. That's part of the business. The crazy part's just picking up, moving your family within like 24 hours. It's a lot on the families, but I got a rock star wife and with our now 6-month-old son. We got everything dialed in as best as we could, all things considered. So happy for things to like finally start slowing down.
I mean, it also helps when you get dealt to literally the best team in the American League right now. I wanted to talk about that for a second. Like, did you find out how we found out online, or were you like, did you know the night before? When did you find out this trade happened?
Probably 30 minutes prior to you. I feel like, again, this is my only experience, but I feel like that's generally kind of how it happens. I was aware that, I was potentially going to be dealt, assumed with the right package. If Cleveland was able to get something that they felt um, was was valuable enough in return, and so I got that call from Chris Antonetti with the Guardians at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Um, he said, "You're going to Toronto." We came to agreement with Toronto, and so I said, "All right, sounds good." And he said, "Ross Atkins will be giving you a call here in a few minutes." Sure enough, he called me 10 minutes later, and and we got the ball rolling.
It had to have helped that half the Toronto Blue Jays roster seems to have played for Cleveland before, right? Like just every single guy is someone you kind of played with before.
No doubt. Yeah, immediately texted. I started a group text with Miles, Ernie, Andres, Nick Sandlin, and I just sent like the Forrest Gump like waving emoji. Um, and then they were like, "What's going on?" I called DeMarlo. I think I woke DeMarlo up. And then obviously Andrew Pipkin, director of medical here. I had experience with him in Cleveland as well. So yeah, to your point, like a ton of familiar faces, which definitely makes things easier. And then the rest of the guys that I've had run-ins with around the league, kind of a privilege of being in the league for a few years, and everybody's made acclimating super easy.
How hard was that for your wife? Obviously, me and Avery don't aren't married and don't have kids. So, how hard was that for her to kind of just essentially pick everything up and have to go to a whole new country? Like, are they staying in Toronto? Are they living there?
Yeah, we're all in Toronto. We don't want to be apart. I think it was difficult, right? Obviously, like we expected maybe to get traded. Didn't expect a whole new country though, like you didn't really think about that. That wasn't the first thought. Thankfully we had everyone's passports situated and ready to go. That was a huge plus. Um, but yeah, she was rock solid, man. I was probably stressing the small stuff more than her. She was ready to rock. And thankfully we have a fantastic support system, not just um with the two of us and our son, but our parents, my in-laws, everybody's amazing. So it's part of the business, right? And if you're lucky enough to, we kind of adopted this perspective of if we're lucky enough to even be in the big leagues, we might as well experience it all. And we'll get traded. We'll go to a new country, play for the Jays, play for the a team that represents an entire country. And we're just enjoying it. We're enjoying every bit of it.
I'm super interested in the whole rehab process that you went through. Starting off after surgery, you're finally starting to throw it again. How long did it take for you to kind of get back to your old mechanics, or was there any change at all? Like just so foreign when you kind of throw again after the surgery?
Yeah, it didn't feel that foreign. Honestly, I remember day one, they had to pump the brakes on me a little bit. And so that's kind of how I wanted it to be from the get. I figured that's how it would be. That's kind of how I go about things for better or for worse. I always want to push, 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 and I communicated like at that point it was with the Cleveland organization, and they took really good care of me. And I want to push, and they need to know when to pull. I feel like that's my role as an athlete, and that's their role as a medical staff. And we had a great like symbiotic relationship when it came to those two things, and we were able to do it. So it felt great, really from the get. And there's always work to be done and areas to improve, and I'm continuing that right now. Um, but ultimately, like it's for me, I think I had a pretty smooth process, and I'm very thankful and grateful for that.
Were
And
you
I talked
always
about it with, I believe, Musgrove or JMO. I forgot who I talked about it with, but he said essentially kind of the first day your arm feels so good that you kind of just want to let it fucking eat. Like was that how you felt essentially like that first time you threw?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. There's also like a lot of excitement, right? Like it's quite the buildup. And depending on the team, depending on the program that you end up adopting. I mean, they're all very similar, but with just different um switches here and there. Like I was already throwing weighted balls, but that's different than a baseball, right? Seeing it fly. And so my arm was feeling good and lively, and I wanted to get after it. And so it was nice to see that ball fly, and definitely an exciting time. So you got to be cognizant, like, okay, I'll let a couple go, sort of, but I did just get surgery, so one day at a time. There's still a long way to go.
were you always a shoulder soreness post throwing, or was it always elbow soreness for you?
Um, for me, for the most part, like I'm trying to remember. I'd say it was mainly shoulder, up until 23 when I went down with an elbow.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of part of it. Unfortunately, I the best way I can describe it is I feel like I just had a failing ligament at a certain point, and I had to address it surgically.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I have a question, just a crazy hypothetical. Are you willing to forgive the people that weren't hypothetically maybe sold a couple days before deadline day for the Toronto Blue Jays trading for a guy coming back from TJ? Like, are you willing to open your heart and forgive the
Was
Jays?
it you? Was it
I
you
will
or
know. I
something?
again, I'm not going to name names on it.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
had to.
get it.
Would you? Are you willing to forgive those guys that were
Yeah, but I'm
maybe a
gonna
little
need
question?
names. Yeah, but I'm gonna need names. It's conditional. No, absolutely. All things considered, like if that's a serious question, yeah, like I get it, man. I get it. The business, I get it. Love to. I see the allure of playing GM and head coach. It's fun, especially with your favorite team. That's an absolute wagon, and you want to make the best call. And so, I'm here to provide what I can to this team. I know I feel like I can elevate the floor and the ceiling. So, definitely happy to be here.
You get put into this rotation with some absolute characters, obviously. Who's crazier to be around, Max Scherzer or Chris Bassett?
Um, oh, it's they've both been like an absolute joy to get to know, to be honest. I didn't know either of them. I'd met him briefly, met Max like super briefly, either in 19 or 21. Same with Bass, honestly, at an All-Star game in 21, I believe. Um, but just to get to know them as teammates has been an absolute pleasure. Max is crazy, certified. We all know that. But Bass keeps up with them, man. And to just like let those two get after each other, is kind of like the way I like to go about it.
Bassett's genuinely one of the funniest guys. Like on Saturday, he just randomly texted us like, "We're fucking demons." I was like, "Holy, this dude
Really?
loves this fucking baseball team, and rightfully so, man." I mean, even in the offseason, he told us he's like, "We're gonna be good this year, man. We're gonna be good this year." Like after that Santander signing, he's like, "We're gonna be really, really good this year." So, what has it been like to watch Bassett? I mean, ever since you got traded here, he has been really, really lights out. I mean, it's a different way of pitching compared to like a guy like Gossman who kind of overpowers you. But what's it like watching Bassett throw?
Awesome. I love to pick his brain. I feel like he and I have really, really great quality and productive conversations, not just about pitching, but attacking certain hitters, lineups, sequencing, mechanics. Um, I've really, like I said, I already said it, but I've really enjoyed getting to know him. Um, not just as a teammate and a competitor, but like he's as crazy as they come, and he's very, very funny and can light up the room, but then can flip a switch, and you can have a amazingly productive conversation when it comes to pitching or just baseball in general. And so watching the way he conducts himself on the mound and then in between his starts, you can definitely tell why he's had so much success and consistency. And really that goes for all the guys. It's been a pleasure to get to know everybody, see what makes them tick. Um, Ghazi's been on absolute fire as of late. An absolute joy to watch, and I think there's more in there as well, and I think he thinks that too. So we're definitely hoping and starting to click at the right time.
I'm a big college baseball fan, so I was listening to your story about preferred walk on. Was there any chance that you were just going to give up baseball if you weren't preferred walk on there? Was there a chance JUCO or just kind of all worked out there at UCSB?
We would have loved
Yeah,
to have you at a JUCO. I'm a JUCO guy. We would have loved to have you.
yeah. There was a definite chance. For me, I was a bit of a late bloomer, right? And so I wasn't sure if I was going to get opportunity to play in college, whether it was the JUCO route or going straight to a 4 year. And for me, like I said, I didn't have much opportunity, and I knew that that meant like my freshman, sophomore, junior year of high school I was obviously focusing on academics and how to build my resume to end up going to college, regardless whether that was through the path of baseball or not. And so I knew that UC Santa Barbara was like probably my 1A dream school. As far as the degree goes, proximity to home, obviously it's a great place to go to school. And just being that by the water, I think it's second to none. And so that was like my dream school. And then so when I got that opportunity, I didn't have really much opportunity other than some junior college potentialities. And so when Santa Barbara offered me a preferred walk-on spot, said they would push me, like, that kind of gets you
Yeah.
through the application process. I was all in, and I felt like, I talked to my parents about it, and they made the necessary sacrifices to allow that to be a possibility. I'm forever grateful for that. But I felt like since the moment I got to Santa Barbara, I was obviously hopeful and believed that I could make the team. But I was like, if I don't, then I just got into my dream school, and I could try out the next year. But I was happy regardless.
Where does
Avery, by the way,
the
you have
sorry,
to turn
where's
your
the
mic up,
super
by the way, Avery.
all right. Where's the super regional win against Louisville rank and like coolest baseball things you've been a part of? Because that at the time was sick. Looking back now, that was sick too.
Yeah, it was amazing. That group of guys, not just that year, but the 3 years I was at Santa Barbara, we cultivate such a great culture there, and we all keep in touch. Obviously, it's fantasy football season right now, so we're dialed in with the Gauchos group. 0-2 right now. We gotta make some moves. I think it's some bad luck though. Um, But yeah, that moment specifically, Sam Cohen hitting a walk-off in Louisville to go to the College World Series, it's like kind of what you dream about. Obviously, you want to be the hitter, but to experience that on the field and have your teammate do that and to just go ballistic was all time. So anytime that pops up on the timeline, occasionally, usually around Super Regionals time, I definitely click on it and watch it and revel in it.
Speaking about throwbacks, I wanted to talk about this because this is probably one of my funniest or favorite stories from the 2020 season when the Cleveland Guardians fans snuck into the stadium in the playoffs. I'd love to hear a player perspective on that. Were you guys aware that happened or like anything along those lines? Because it's one of the
No,
funniest videos of all time. It's like the bleachers are empty and there's just two random guys just kind of sitting there cheering.
wait, I don't know if I've seen that.
You didn't see that?
No.
It was like the biggest story on Twitter. Do you remember that, Avery?
No, I don't at all.
Wow, maybe I was just following along because of Luplo or whatever. But yeah, they snuck into the stadium in the middle of a playoff game. But anyways, I did want to talk
That's
about
all
your.
time. I mean, looking back, that's a no-brainer, right?
I wanted to talk about the Cleveland team though because obviously you got to play with Jimenez. Is there any plays that guy makes anymore where you're kind of just even surprised? I've heard multiple people talk. We talked about it with Ernie that he's like the best defensive player he's ever seen in his life. But does that guy ever fail to amaze you with some of the shit that he does at second base?
No, he's incredible. And he makes non-routine plays look routine. And so it's like you have to remember that. You expect so much out of him, right? He makes everything look so easy that like it's like if he barely gets to a ball and maybe doesn't come up with the play, which rarely happens, you got to remind yourself like 99% of guys don't even get to that ball, you know? So he's incredible. You're not surprised anymore. And obviously we've moved him over to short for the last few games, but like I'll tell you what, Ernie's kind of creeping himself into that territory as well. Like yesterday, that ball up the middle and flipped
Oh,
it to second. He kind of gave me a heart attack. I told him to chill out with that, but like he's got some flair and he's got that underhanded flip dialed in right now. And so yeah, Ernie, I mean the defense that Strides is consistently putting behind us as starters is kind of second to none, and it's been a joy to pitch in front of.
Another good defensive guy is obviously Kirk, who's caught all of your outings too. Is that guy just on the straight and narrow all the time? Can you make him crack at all, or he's just a professional nonstop?
Yeah, you hit it right there. He's a pro's pro. He's dialed in, and for him to post the consistency that he has over the last shoot, I don't know, I just got here, but 5, 6, 7 years, has is really incredible. Not just defensively, but offensively as well. And you know how rare that is for a catcher to be as good as he is with the bat in his hands. That goes such a long way. And then, you know, for me and him, like just continuing to get to know each other. And I feel like yesterday was a big step in the right direction where yeah, it takes a while to build a rapport with a starting pitcher, especially you know, a guy like me. I'm not gonna like overpower you in the middle of the zone. We need to sequence and read swings and miss bats, and felt like we did a good job of that yesterday against the O's.
yeah, and I'll be the first to say, like, that Kobe Mayo home run, that was my fault. Me and him kind of have a little bit of a Twitter beef.
Oh, really?
He has me, well, he chirped the Toronto Maple Leafs and he chirped the Leafs fans, so I came back at him, and ever since then he faces the Jays and just absolutely fucking shit kicks them. So that was my fault. But
Is
I
he a
wanted,
is he a hockey guy? Obviously.
he's like a Panthers fan, which is like kind of the rivalry for the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. So we went at like Paul Bissonnette. I don't know if you know who that is. He's like the
Of
spit and chicklets guy.
course.
And then I chirped back at him, and then he blocked me. So that's kind of where that home run kind of started. But I wanted to talk about the atmosphere, man. I had the pleasure of being in the building on Saturday, which is again we talked about on yesterday's podcast. I have no fucking idea how you guys won that game. But what has the atmosphere been like for you so far? Because when you got traded here, it's just been absolutely bananas, sold out crowds every single game.
Yeah, it's been incredible. I knew that was going to happen. That's like one of the first things I thought of when I heard I was getting traded to Toronto is obviously the atmosphere, the people to draw every single night, especially with a first place team. But even when not, like when I was coming here as a Cleveland player, and we would make those road trips, it's like always one that you look forward to. It's a gorgeous stadium. The atmosphere with the roof open or roof closed, honestly, is really exciting all the time. And I felt like as a opposing player, it always gave me a little extra juice. To be honest, like it's a great atmosphere to play. Um, and you kind of want to silence it as an opposing player. And now, like as a Toronto Blue Jay, you want to just enjoy it and soak it up. And it's been incredible from my first game that I got here. And I know it's not going to stop now.
I got another Kirk question for you. He has been changing glove colors. Like he was tan glove for your first outing, and I think it's been black ever since. Do pitchers truly care about the color of the
I didn't even
target?
know. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
didn't
So you don't.
know.
So it doesn't matter that much to you then, right?
Not to me. It might matter to somebody else. Maybe Max or
Maybe
Chris. Like they
Max.
might be a little more particular.
Yeah,
But no, I had no idea. Now, but thanks for bringing that up. Now I'm gonna notice that.
Yeah, I
absolutely. We
mean,
we can do the numbers and say, hey, Kirk. I mean, we got to put that one away if we're going.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
I did want to talk about that first start you made coming back from TJ against the Miami Marlins. We streamed it, and I will say it gave me like David Price vibes from 2015 when the Jays acquired him. I mean, you absolutely fucking shoved. You can be honest here. After that appearance, where you're like, yeah, I still fucking got it. Like I'm a dog. Like, how did you feel after that start?
No doubt. Yeah. I definitely felt that way. It's kind of uh what I expected. I expect to go out there and continue to hold myself to a high standard. Um and go out there and win. Ultimately, that's what I expect is to win. And so, um, you know, I gotta keep things in perspective. Like I'm a few starts off of Tommy John. Like there's a reason guys say it's difficult to come back and hit the ground running. And I'm doing my best to do just that, but um, I know there's going to be some potential bumps in the road. Hopefully, we've already passed them, and ultimately, that's what I'm focused on is eating up innings, winning, putting the team in a position to win. But yeah, definitely after that Miami start, and honestly, even before that, like in my rehab starts, I was like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, guys. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. But um, you got to hit all the steps leading up to that major league game.
Were there any nerves that rivaled anything of before when you stepped on that mound again, or you were just so prepared at that point where it didn't feel that way?
Yeah, I felt some nerves. It felt a little bit like my debut. Obviously, I had the tools to combat that a little bit more better than in 2018. Um, but really, for me, I just kind of like shifted it all into gratitude. I was just grateful to be back out there. It's a long road and it's difficult. And it's an absolute grind to be honest. And so was happy to be back out there competing, doing what I love, and I'm keeping that perspective moving forward.
And speaking about the future, I mean, not to pump our own tires here, we are close with Mark Shapiro, the president of baseball operations. So if you want a couple extra dollars, I can maybe slide in a good word for that future contract for you. But I also do have some negotiation things to keep you here through next year and forever. You'll get to
Okay.
have 10% of Gate 14. Your child gets 10% of Gate 14. You never have to pay for golf. And then me and Avery, whenever you need, you and the wife want to go to Jacobs, whatever, we'll babysit your child. So that's kind of the things we're throwing on the table here. If you do end up extending and signing here forever, that's just what we're bringing to the table for you.
He's an easy fellow right now too, so you're hitting big on that one. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That is enticing. We're down in Tampa right now. I'm gonna go check out Dunedin tomorrow. Just to see everything, right? Um, and so yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. We'll see.
We're dealing with the tipping pitches thing. That's a big point of emphasis that has come up with Max. For you personally, how much are you looking at that to try and find what they think is a tipping thing, or you don't suspect that for you when you pitch, so it's not a thing for you?
Yes and no. I think it is easy to fall as a starting pitcher. It's easy to fall into these little habits or ticks or traps. So I think anybody can do it. I think I've had a tendency to maybe do it. There was a chance I was doing it in Cincinnati and potentially against Houston as well. But I think it was pretty inconsistent. I was able to make an adjustment like mid-game. But like it's part of the game right now more than ever. I think you got to do your best to combat that and do your homework and make sure that you're not the reason that you're tipping pitches. And I think teams are now investing a ton of time and energy and resources into trying to do their homework on pitchers that they may face, especially starting pitchers. Um, and I think it's kind of paramount to do that homework on your own guys now too, especially leading into the playoffs.
Like, how simple is it though? I mean, I was a dog shit hitter, so I can't really touch on the tipping emphasis aspect of it. But how simple is it? Like, is it like the way the glove is being held, or like
Yeah,
how they
it could
shake
be
off
the way the
stuff?
glove's being held. It could be like guys fall into some crazy tips, like mouth open and mouth closed
Oh my
on
god!
certain pitches. You don't even know tongue in, tongue out. Like I'm not gonna name names, but somebody with Cleveland, like we are looking into it for a while, was like tongue to the left was like a breaking ball, and then the right was a fastball, and I don't think it ended up being true, but like there was some you had to dive deep into it to make sure and it's crazy. Like it doesn't have to be 100% because if you ask these hitters and especially in high leverage situations, like, hey, if I'm 50-50, like, do you want the sign? Like this is what I assume is going on. Um, and a lot of guys will say, yeah, because if you're right, if you're 50-50, if you're over 50%, if you're at 51%, if you're 51% sure it's going to be a fastball coming, signal that over because if we're right and you click, like you're that much more on a certain pitch and able to barrel it and hit harder and potentially hit the seats. And so it's interesting to see where the game's at with that right now. I think it's fair game if it's coming from a player on the field. When it starts coming from the dugout, it gets a little wishy-washy and iffy. But I think if you're me as a pitcher, if I'm tipping pitches and they're able to see that from first, second, third, or the coach's boxes, then I guess it's fair game. That's been part of the game for as long as I can remember. So you got to do your best to work in between starts to make sure you don't do that.
The tongue out's funny because some pitchers are like their glove. If your finger's out, sometimes you grab the breaking
Uh-huh.
ball. The finger's out too. Is it just driving everyone crazy right now, trying to figure out what they have on people too?
It's a rabbit hole, right? And you don't want to get too far into it. You don't want to be
Yeah.
out there pitching on the mound and thinking about like, oh, am I doing this? Am I doing that? And so, um, yeah, it can drive people nuts, but that's why it's important to make sure you're not doing anything. That way you can go out there and just flow.
Next one I want to talk about. Obviously, he's making a start today, and we got the pleasure of kind of getting close with Trey Savage, and I can't believe he's went through 4 different levels in a singular season. Is that crazy? Like, I don't think many people realize. I want to hear it from like a big leaguer, but how insane is it to just go through the entirety of every single level and make it to the show in one season?
Super cool. First and foremost, like congrats to Trey. I was telling him that yesterday. Like amazing. I obviously met him for the first time yesterday. But I've seen his name pop up quite a bit over the last 3, 4 weeks since I've been here. Um, Very excited to watch him do his thing tonight. And yeah, that's what I said. I said, "You got drafted last year?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, "Man, they're moving quick now." And it is happening now. I feel like more than ever, they're moving guys quicker than they have in the past. Especially if they continue to earn it and continue to earn their spots and take advantage of the opportunities. Like, I don't see why not. And I'd rather have that happen than guys just lighting it up. And I'm sure for you guys as well, like big fans of the Jays, like guys just lighting it up in the minor leagues, and you're like, when are we going to see him? When are we going to see him? And it's nice to be able to see what you got, and I'm excited to do that, see just that tonight. But that's crazy to be able to. He started in high A this year or
Low
low
A,
A.
No,
low
Loa.
A. He
Yeah.
was in Dunedin.
Yeah, that's wild. Um, that's wild. I think the most I ever moved was I think I started in double A when I ended up making my debut. Um, So that was just 3 levels, I guess, but
Yeah.
or 2 levels. But yeah, regardless, like super stoked for him.
What is the state of the actual baseballs nowadays? Are they some of the best you've thrown with, some of the worst you've thrown with, and how much have the baseballs changed since you're been in the big leagues?
When's the last time you had Chris on?
Last year, I believe.
Oh,
He's very superstitious, so he struggled last year, and he's like, I can't come on the pod this offseason like I did the year before. So, yeah, he
I
just
get
kind of
it.
switches it up.
All right, I'll tune into my next start and that'll decide if I'm ever coming back. Yeah, I mean, without getting too far into it, they're just mad inconsistent. I don't know what they're doing. But ultimately, like we can keep barking up the tree, and if they don't want to change them or make them more consistent, then they're not gonna. And it's different from place to place. There's different people rubbing different balls up. You don't know how long they're just sitting there in that bag. What temperature the humidor is at. Like I don't even know all that goes into it. I just know like sometimes some places you get basically unrubbed balls and they're bright white, and it happens to be on Sunday night in New York. Um, but we'll see. I don't know what they're gonna end up doing. But ultimately, my job is to whatever ball you get, you got to make it
Throw.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking about malfunctions, we got to talk about this. What's the deal with this pitch calm stuff? I feel like every start you have, or every time someone comes out of the bullpen, they're just tapping their head like, "What's going on here with the pitch calm?" Is that
Yeah,
like
you're talking about Cincinnati, yeah.
the Cincinnati one as well? Like, what's the deal
That
with
was a
this pitch?
debacle.
It just never
That was
worked.
well, that was the first time I ever wore one. Like I normally
Oh,
just like, but since we're like I said, me and Kirky are getting to know each other, it's like with the pitch clock too. I've never worn one personally to where I want to. I always have the receiver, right? But for me to call pitches. Um, and a couple times we got close to 0 seconds the outing before. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wear it just in case. If we get down to like 5 seconds, I'm gonna call the pitch or whatever. And it was in Cincy, and I was wearing it on my glove, and the receiver had like a casing on top of it, or the controller did, and it completely came off the top of. Like I was like, you gotta be shitting me with this. Like the first time I wear this, so I put it back on. I place it back on, like on top of the motherboard or whatever you want to call it, and I press cutter, what I thought was cutter, and all of a sudden it says knuckleball, and I was like, oh God. And we had 5 seconds left, and Kirky's like I didn't know you had a knuckleball. He calls time, right? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm trying to tell him like, no, just fuck it. Like you call the pitch. Like we'll just keep going. And he was like, no, let's figure this out. And next thing you know, I take it off my glove, I put it in my pocket, and it's calling splitters, it's calling knuckleballs, it's calling pickoffs. And Kirky's like, are you calling that? And I'm like, no, like we gotta just ignore it. And then yeah, it was an absolute cluster. And so I was happy to get that over with. It was obviously a terrible inning with that, and then like 5 runs and 6 hits or whatever. So happy to be done with that.
Yeah, we'll blame the communications company
I
on
mean,
that
that was
one.
the
That's
most
fine.
obvious. Listen, since we're Shane Bieber guys, like we'll always make the excuses. Like that was the most obvious because you shoved after that. So are you in on the pitch calm or out on it? Because I mean, the malfunctions this year, every team has just been absolutely insane with the pitch calm stuff.
Yeah, ultimately I'm in on it. But we can um we can clean some things up.
They should do Kirk's voice on the pitch calm. Like what voice do you like what setting are you on for it?
Yeah, it's a robot voice now, but back in Cleveland, when it first became a thing, I know Hedgie had his own voice on there. Um, but that's because he's like slightly a narcissist. Um, and I'm just kidding. He's amazing. I think he's so um dialed into taking advantage of any little small thing that he could, that he ended up making like a special setting or a special call that wasn't like available on the actual program. Not a narcissist whatsoever.
I
Luplo
think
loves him
we
too.
I think
Yeah,
we've
he's
got
amazing.
to I think we've got to rival the company. The problem is they have no competition. We should make a pitch com to go against them so we can
Yeah.
make the money.
I was actually saying that the other day, so like you guys can go ahead and do it. I'm busy enough
Will
as
you
is,
back
but
us
like
financially?
yeah, let's get a deck going
Yeah.
and a formal proposal, and then we'll figure it out. Because honestly, like it needs improvement,
Yeah, I
There we
mean
go.
it definitely does. It's just been bananas. But another thing that's been awesome
and they're
about this.
mad expensive. They're like really expensive. So I don't know.
Have you seen some of the college ones they have, like the wristbands on the arms?
No, I haven't seen those.
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
dude, they're
That's
massive.
that's that's
It's like looking
that's
at
a
a
little much.
watch and they call it and you see the pitch.
That's a little much. That's a little much, Avery. The next thing that I did want to talk about though, Shane, is kind of like the clubhouse. And IKF came in and talked about it. He said a lot of the times you go into a clubhouse, it's like manufactured that the team loves each other. It kind of seems fake. And he says with this team, it's like everyone is so close, everyone loves each other. What has it been like for you, kind of a newcomer, in this clubhouse, just with all the characters on this ball club?
It's been really easy, honestly. The guys have been unbelievable. I wasn't sure what to expect. It was my first time ever getting moved, being outside of the Cleveland organization where I spent almost a decade. Um, and so to come in and have the guys be as welcoming as they were, like from day one was sick. Super encouraging and stoked to have me. And that really meant a lot. That meant probably more than they recognized. And so um, for me, I was just able to like focus on continuing to get healthy and making my return. But like the guys, yeah, it's genuine. Um, Obviously we have been winning a lot more than we've been losing, but even on losses, like it's flushed real quick, and that's the sign of a good team. to not dwell on losses, even some tough ones, and to bounce back the next day. I feel like we've continued to do that, especially since I got here.
What has been kind of your thought process on like the extra rest type of thing? Like they've been kind of switching you around with all that type of stuff. Are you the type of pitcher that kind of hates or is not like it's not his favorite to kind of do a 6 day rest, or are you like routine regimen with all that?
Normally in years past, I'd say yeah, like I would prefer a pretty strict regimen. But right now, to be completely honest with you, like coming off of TJ, like my body doesn't know what's going on anyways. So I'm like, you just let me know when I'm throwing and I'm ready to go. 5 days, 6 days, seven, four, whatever. Um, my surgeon, Dr. Meister, probably wouldn't like four though. Um, we'll do that in the playoffs. Um, so yeah, I'm happy. I'm like, whenever I get the rock, I'm ready to go. But yeah, so yes and no. Like in years past, and for the other guys, honestly, like I totally understand if they want to stick on 5 days or 6 days. For me personally, since I just got here, I'm the new guy. I'm happy to go whenever they decide.
What are you putting on your elbow between innings? I've seen Gosman put it on his shoulder sometimes. What is that thing?
It's just a heat wrap.
Okay,
Yeah, I did that yesterday for the first time,
I
really,
saw
because I was
that.
wearing sleeves. And so like I was like, I kind of want to just like normally I would wear like a just wrap a towel or something, but I saw Ghazi doing it too, and I was like, that seems nice, and obviously it's working out for him. So it's really just heat.
Okay, that's
It's just
fair. And
like an
speak,
electronic heat wrap.
yeah, and speaking about like, are you a superstitious pitcher? Like, what are you doing on start days? Same coffee? Like, what type of music you listen to? Like, what are you doing on start days for Shane
No,
Bieber?
I'm not superstitious. I have my routine, obviously. I stick to my routine and move it around, whether it's a 7 o'clock game or a 1 o'clock game. But in regards to like a specific meal that I have to have the night before or the day of, no, I'm gonna mix it up
Can people
What's the
talk
because
to you on start days? Can they talk to you on start days? When,
of
yeah.
course, yeah, yeah. And I used to be crazy. I think a lot of people are like that though, honestly. Like in college, like I was too like I think I mistook routine oriented for superstitions. And we're talking like in the warm-ups, like I gotta do 8 cat cows instead of if I do seven, like I'm screwed. Like, and then it gets in your head, and then it's like, no, you know what? Once I got to pro ball, and you're making a start every fifth day, and it's like this is, we're making 30 plus starts. Like, I can't be too superstitious over this. Like, I need to trust that my preparation has gotten me to a point where I'm gonna go out and dominate regardless.
What was the worst superstition you've seen from someone?
I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Guys aren't like if it's worse, I probably don't even know about it. If it's a terrible one, like if I had a terrible one, I'd keep it to myself. That's for sure. Um, so no, I don't even know. I wish I had an answer for you there.
Have you had a favorite appearance so far this season? Like one where you kind of just felt the best you felt since like the pre TJ days?
Um, some of my rehab starts were great. Um, Miami was good. Cincy, I honestly felt really good, especially after that second inning or whatever it was. No, I mean, I felt good. I felt normal up to this point, and so continuing to climb and get better and feel better and better every time we go out. But ultimately, like keeping the playoffs in my sights as the time that I'm trying to peak, and go out there and just let it ride.
When you got traded, my favorite thing, this is the last thing from me, was the Cleveland to Toronto thing by boat real? Did you actually say that?
Yeah, I think it was just a nervous comment. I don't know what I meant by that. I like looked up after it. I was like, I can't believe I just said that.
Well, we have to go over Niagara Falls. We just got to. Johnny and I will do it if we win the World Series. We'll go
I will. I
Cleveland to
literally.
Okay,
I
Toronto by
mean, I don't know
fair.
boat.
if you know this. Like, I pissed my pants when the Jays signed George Springer. Like, I literally said I would do it, and then like that's the Luplo lore. Like, that's the day I met Luplo. But yeah, I will literally do whatever. But that comment was unbelievable. That was an awesome comment.
Yeah, I was like, did I just say that to GM. But I was looking out at we had a place on the lake in Cleveland that we were renting, and it was nice. So I was just like on the phone like looking out at it, and I just said it. So then I hung up the phone. I was like, is that even possible? I looked at the maps and I was like, I guess technically.
And yeah, this is the last thing for me as well. I know a lot of our fan base gets angry with like the defense first type of thing that the Ross Atkins is kind of prioritized, but how awesome is that for you as a pitcher to essentially any ball hit to the outfield? You got Dalton Varsho, who is probably one of the best defensive center fielders on the planet, Andres Jimenez, Ernie Clement, who plays anywhere, then Vladdy, Gold Glover, then Kirk. So how awesome is that for you to kind of know that if you sometimes don't have that strikeout pitch that day, anything that gets into the field, it's going to get caught, or there's going to be a play made on it, or a good attempt at a play made on
Yeah,
it.
and then there's so much that goes into that people don't even recognize sometimes, and it's like keeping a guy from taking the extra base, and there's so many small things that add up to preventing runs that these guys are so good at. That really means a ton. And for me to go out there and like I said earlier in the pod is like having that defense behind me um, gives me a ton of confidence to go out there and like games like yesterday. We're up 4-1 and in the third or the fourth, and I kind of I never want to hit like cruise control, so to speak, but it was a weird wind pattern. I was just focused on trying to throw strikes and getting ahead of guys and trying to eat up innings because we're 13 games in 13 days. It's quite the stretch, and to go six instead of five can lighten the load on the bullpen. And so obviously the offense exploded after I came out of the game, but it's nice to know that like you make quality pitches and give up some decently weak contact, the guys will be there right behind you.
Yeah, actually, this is my last thing because we've been talking about George Springer on this podcast like for the past couple months, and it's just been absolutely insane. What's it been like for you to kind of watch Unk go at it just in the batter's box every single day and launch baseballs into orbit at the age of 35 years old?
It's sick. It's sick. I was under I was still pitching. It was like the third or the fourth inning, and I was a little more talkative yesterday than normal, I think. Um, Sometimes I'm like just locked in, and sometimes I want to say stuff. I just let it ride. And George was underneath there in between innings, and it was after his double or right or whatever it was. And I was like, what's it feel like to be George Springer right now? And he like looked at me like he didn't expect that from the starting pitcher. Um, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm just trying to get a pitch to hit." And I said, "Well, you're getting them." And I was messing around a little bit, and then we get on the plane. I was like, "No, George, seriously, what's it like to be George Springer?" I'm kind of messing with him, and he's locked in right now. It's been a joy to watch. I'm really happy for him. Obviously, he's got like um, great charisma and incredible attitude and energy. He brings that day in and day out. It's not an easy thing to do, but that's just him.
Can you swing it? Because I'm kind of mad like they took away pitchers being able to hit because you could have had every single award under the sun if you really wanted to. I mean, Gold Glove, Cy Young, and then we're missing that little Silver Slugger there for you.
Silver Slugger is kind of sick. No, I can't swing it. I do have a hit. I do have a knock. I have a double, and more impressive than the double is a pop-up slide in the second. I'm
Wow.
more, yeah, I'm more proud of that. You got to pitch if you have an opportunity to pitch with your pants dirty, you got to do it. So I was able to do that before they got rid of the pitchers hitting. So um, once I got that under the belt, I was like, okay, you can take it away.
You got to ask Eric Lauer about the story he told in this podcast when the Brewers made him pinch run. Can't tell it on the airways, but it's one of the funniest stories I think I've ever heard in my life on this show.
Okay,
So
I'll definitely ask him today.
it's a fucking awesome story. But anyway, Shane, as we appreciate you coming on this, man. There's a couple stipulations now. Every single time we ask you to go for dinner, you have to come with us. With the
Okay,
baby or without, it's fine with us. Every
right.
time we ask you to come on the pod, you have to do it. And special shout out to my guy, one of my best friends, Jordan Luplo, for making this possible. An absolute fucking Blue Jays legend, as the kids say. I think he had 333 here. But yeah, we appreciate you, man. And it's been an absolute joy to watch. And I cannot wait to see what happens this season because this has been the most fun I've had watching the Blue Jays in a long time.
You know it. I appreciate you guys' support, really. Had a blast here today, so thanks for having me on.